And when I think about the decisions along the way of when all the department stores told me no, when everyone said, you're not the right fit, you're not this, you're not that, I'm also realizing live with you right now that you're right. In the bathroom, I've never had this conversation with anyone, by the way. In the bathroom, drinking those diet shakes, I understood at a deep level of pain, the idea of not enoughness. I also understood the power of community, of understanding and seeing the light in other women. In that case, it was girls. We were young, seeing the light and the beauty in other girls when they're not seeing it themselves, but still not seeing it in myself, and having that understanding, right? And that through line then, all the way through the investor telling me, women, I don't believe women will buy makeup because it looks like you, your body and your weight. It's like going all the way through that. By that point, when he told me that, I had a lot more life experience. I made a lot more mistakes, and I could actually hear my own gut tell me he's wrong. And I made the decision to trust myself.
All right, so the only thing I got stuck on is that she drinks shakes in the bathroom. So that's like the one thing. I will send a text from the bathroom. I'll watch videos. I'll do an email. And if I'm careful enough, I'll even do a fucking phone call in the bathroom. I can't eat or drink in the bathroom. You ever watch one of those videos where they do the blue light and all the fecal matter that goes in the air when you flush the toilet? Yeah, my toothbrush is way on the other side. Kind of.
That's what you got out of that.
That's what I got out of that. And then something about you all can do it. Or...
Okay.
You know what? And you know what, Zane? When Forbes first started writing about it, my initial reaction for a few years, literally the last 2 years, was to hide it, right? So on my bio, it doesn't say, Forbes' richest self-made woman. It says, like, Forbes' most successful. I hid it, and I had this moment this year where I realized the power of seeing things, right?
Yeah.
And if I'm dimming my own light, I don't want all the women out there and all the girls and all the entrepreneurs that have dreams. I don't want them to just see men in business suits on Instagram and women in, whatever, whatever it is.
Yeah.
I want them to see women, CEOs,
so
women
powerful
on the Forbes list.
I love what she's saying there. It reminds me of what we've been talking about lately, of like kind of the social stuff of like she's seeing herself as an entrepreneur, and then she's like, okay, I gotta not just hide that.
Yeah.
Because some people are so overeager of like, I'm obviously the best.
Yeah.
I'm the guy at the top. I'm number one. I'm number one. I'm number one. You're like, you're not really number one. Nope, I'm number one.
Right.
And then actually when somebody does become number one, they're like, I don't want to.
What I want people to understand, what I'm building here, is the context. I talk about it in terms of context or frame of reference, but it's what people would refer to as their gut, the thing that sort of escapes logic, that's built on everything you've lived up to that point. And then there's one thing that when I read in your book, I legitimately was by myself and out loud. I was like, what? I had no idea that you found out in your late 20s, 27, if I'm not mistaken, that you're adopted. And that you become obsessed with who am I? And the notion of who I am has sort of fallen away into tatters. And I was like, oh my, the chill. I wish you could see that on camera. I have the fucking chills thinking about how your story, all of those elements, because you had the ability to contextualize it, see it as intuition, God speaking to you, however you translate that, but that quest of identity, of realizing that what your mission is in It Comics was to help people love themselves as they were.
Wait, was that It Comics?
He said It Comics.
Comics. So what I'm thinking about is, where the hell did you get a G.I. Joe shirt? That's like a brand new G.I. Joe shirt. Is that a Korean G.I. Joe shirt?
How Freudian is that? Like, he called it Comics, and there's like comics all in the background. He's wearing a comic shirt.
She is talking about, let's get to the intuition.
Yes, yeah.
So the intuition is weird. It's in my closet. It's what I'm working on. It's what it's my deep, deep down secret.
Really?
So she's also like, makeup, right?
Yes.
Like, it goes in your favor if you're paying attention to the sensory while you're fucking doing makeup.
For sure.
Definitely seeing Decider.
Yeah.
I mean, we can knock that one out pretty early there. Okay, so we're down to the TESE. So we've got Shani over here. So not actually a Shani because, oh my God, way too extroverted.
Yeah, I live in the closet.
Like under stress, she goes out. Yeah, and under stress, you go in and stay in. Yeah.
Yep.
Info. We'll see what you got. But
Okay.
I'm sure you got somewhere over here. And double feminine as well is kind of what I'm seeing.
I got double feminine.
She's got the visual.
She's not quite.
We see a lot of your types that are visual that are in this space.
Yes. Yes.
But it seems to be the double feminine, the masculine FI.
Right.
The masculine FI, the masculine NI.
I remembered the pain. You can hear her saying that.
See, she seems like she's very, very talky.
Right.
Like as chatty and as talky as they come. Like on a spectrum of 100 people, she's going to be the most chatty.
Really
but
good.
then it's like, okay, I can make a case though that like she's chatty because she's really excited because she's done the 40 years of consume.
Well, what is blast? It's not just chatty, because you can have extroverted that talk a lot as well. So what does blast look like, and what does consume look like?
The blast has got the lessons, it's got the leadership, it's got the producing. So
Well, she has a lot of that.
she does have a lot of that.
But when she goes to tell a story, is she
it's
taking you along?
take you along. It's yodel fuck to hell. But like 'cause
Yeah.
she has the punching power of
Yes,
the play blast.
very
She can
good.
talk more than the play blast. But
Very
it could
good.
be because she's so excited with the consume.
Very good.
I'll leave that one up to you. I can
Okay.
kind of go either way, but I don't know. I don't know. She got a lot of consume.
Right.
Doesn't feel like demon consume.
Well,
I would
there
say
you go.
that.
That's good.
Doesn't feel like demon consume. Feels like she has a no bullshit amount of actual true consume.
True consume.
True consume or chatty blast? Oh, we got the true consume. All right.
Yeah.
I can sign my name to that.
Yeah, right. Can
Yeah, we
it, right.
see with one thing I've been kind of like defining in the little terms thing right now is like
Yeah.
your last function versus your hardest function. So this
I
would be a
know.
quick example.
What
of
do
that.
you get triggered by?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So your last function is where you're triggered. That's always going to be the freak out. So even if that's masculine, if that's T or S, it's
Yeah.
double activated. Say you get every
lineup.
lucky lineup you possibly can.
Be like my type with masculine FI.
Yeah, right,
Yeah.
right. Or masculine TI or masculine SI.
Whatever. Double activated
Right.
and masculine and last.
It still doesn't matter because, like, say for example, the guys that are of my type that are sleep last, so they're double activated on their masculine SE.
Yes.
They use their SE so much more than me. They're so much better at SE than me. They're
Yes.
gathering and consuming some of them in a safer state if they're blast last.
Yeah,
that's
right.
kind of weird, right?
Right.
Well, think about that. Like a blast last INTJ is using their SE for consume in a safer state.
Yeah, sleep consume
So
play
it's,
version of you.
it's interesting because it's like you'll then put a lot more work into that last function.
And yet,
You're still gonna have the trigger feelings there. Now, what's interesting, like watching our counterparts of people that are our same function stack, INTJ or ENTJ,
Yeah.
with different activation, is that it's like they just might be able to do more than me until they get freaked out. But they
Yes.
still get freaked out, and they seem to also get freaked out more on the human need.
Right.
So it's like the human need.
I
of
was
the
not allowed.
Yeah, the
I know. I
identity.
noticed how she hijacked the word truth, which is why I thought she was FE when I first grabbed her clips. I was like, oh, good. Here's an FE one. It's like, my truth, my truth. I'm
Right.
like, oh, you just hijacked that word.
Right. Now this
Yeah.
here, this would be the hardest function. Now,
Right.
now for me, my type, my hardest function, and my last function are the same.
Right.
So I get like a triple whammy, therefore I get the other three aren't so bad.
Right. Really
So
good.
for her and for you, it's like, okay, you got a demon down there that's hard, and a demon up here that's hard.
Right.
And so what we'll see with this kind of setup, where you have your hardest function, your hardest demon function,
Yeah.
which will be one of these two. It's like that one is almost like causes more problems for
sure.
for the people around her in the sense of like doing too much gather, too much OE, too much channel changing,
How
too
many
much entry.
thousands of dollars did you spend on makeup?
And they're like, hey, what's the NI? She's like, oh, sorry, I totally suck at that, totally
Yeah.
forgot, didn't do it. But I'm not that triggered by it.
I'm not.
Especially if it's
right?
high.
I'm not.
It's
triggered
high
by it.
and masculine. You're like,
Don't
oh,
care.
I'm like way worse at my NI, and I don't really give a shit. I'm not
For
triggered.
sure, for
Just
sure.
don't say anything down here.
Yes.
Right.
Even though you're right, like the her, that's what pissed off Gail. Gail was like, wrap it up, like stop.
Like Gail will kick your ass for
Not-
this,
yeah.
and then that'll hurt because I interpreted it that
Yes!
way. Like, no, I was kicking the ass of your NI. Your FI is fine. Really good lady, very inspirational.
I just love her. She's great.